Hello everyone, this is Solanki. I welcome each one of you on my channel with a very big heart. In today's lesson, I bring to you 10 plus most important, most essential idioms so that you can improve your English by using these idioms in your daily conversation. So you can also sound like a native speaker. So first and foremost, I'm gonna make you out the idiom with the definition, and after that we will be learning how to use idioms in a sentences, how to make sentences, and how to speak these idioms in front of someone by making sentences. So without further ado, let's get started. So first of all, we are going to understand the definition of idiom. Well, idiom is an expression or a phrase which gives a figurative meaning by combining certain words, by combining two or more words. It is different from a literal definition. For example, if I have to say doing this work, try to understand this example, you will be able to understand. Doing this work is a piece of cake. Well, in this sentence I used piece of cake as an idiom. So what do you mean by piece of cake? Well, piece of cake here is an idiom which means something that is very easy to do, right? It actually doesn't mean that something a bakery of cake. No, it means something that is very easy to do. So whenever you are going to learn the idioms, you should get to know the definition of idiom. After that, you will be able to use and you will be able to make sentences, because until you don't know the definition of idiom, you will not be able to use correctly in your daily conversation. So this is the thing you have to remember in your mind while learning idioms. So the first idiom that we have in the list is the man in the street. The man in the street. Well, this idiom can be used when you have to talk about a very simple or an ordinary person, a person who lives a very simple life. He is not that much rich. He is living his life with very simple. And you can also use this idiom by making sentences, by making simple sentences. For example, he is the man in the street. She is the man in the street. I am the man in the street. So instead of saying he is very simple, she is very simple, you are very simple, you can improve your English by using this idiom. You are the man in the street. She is the man in the street. So definitely it would gives you a very attractive English when you use this idiom in front of someone. Now we're going to move to the next idiom, the salt of the earth. The salt of the earth. Well, this idiom can be used when you have to talk about the personality of a person, when you have to talk about the personality of that person who is very good, who's very honest person, who's very reliable person. For example, my father is the salt of the earth because he works hard and he always helps people who are in need. This is an example, right? So you can also simply say by using is, am, are, by using simple sentences that she is honest. So instead of saying she is honest, he is honest, you can say she is the salt of the earth. He is the salt of the earth. I am the salt of the earth. So it would definitely attract your English too, right? Down to the earth. Down to the earth. Well, this idiom can be used when someone is very informal, sensible, or easy to talk. A person who doesn't have any kind of attitude. Because in today's life, lots of the people, they have the attitude of money, they have the attitude of personality. So instead of having those things, that person doesn't have any kind of attitude. For an example, my neighbor has a lot of money, but she is very down to the earth. It means instead of having money, she is very down to the earth. She is very easy to talk. Hard nut to crack. Hard nut to crack. It is used when a problem which is very difficult to solve, and it is also used with a person who is very difficult to understand. For an example, making him out is very hard nut to crack. It means making him understand is really difficult. Next example, becoming a good English speaker is really hard nut to crack. So this is how you can use this idiom. Tickle pink. Tickle pink. Well, this idiom is most essential, most useful, because this idiom is used with that kind of person who's very happy, who's very happy. So most of the time we just say, I'm so happy, she's so happy. So instead of saying she's so happy, I'm so happy, you can replace happy with this tickle pink. I'm tickle pink. She is tickle pink. He is tickle pink. Today, I'm so tickle pink because I got this job. Next idiom that we have in the list is get cold feet. Get cold feet. This idiom is used to express nervousness and anxiety. For an example, I get cold feet when I speak in English. It means I get nervousness when I speak in English. I get cold feet when I have to speak in front of the people. Out of the words. Out of the words. Well, this idiom is used when someone or something is no longer be in danger or difficulty. For example, we are not out of the woods yet from this COVID pandemic. And actually, next example, once we get out of the shit, we will be out of the woods. Next idiom that we have in the list is the gift of the gab. The gift of the gab. Well, the gift of the gab means when someone is having a good ability to speak eloquently in a very fluent way in any kind of language. For an example, Ram has a gift of the gab. It means Ram has a good ability to speak in any language, in any kind of language. Chunk of change. Chunk of change. Well, this idiom is used when you have to describe something that involves a very huge amount of money that cost you so much expensive. For an example, this car cost me a real chunk of change. It means this car cost me so expensive. Hey, don't buy this phone because this phone is gonna cost you chunk of change. It means this phone is gonna cost you so expensive. So this is how you can use this chunk of change. Last idiom that we have in the list is hit the roof. Hit the roof. It means when someone becomes extremely angry. For an example, my parents are gonna hit the roof when they get to know that we had a party here. Next example, my father is gonna hit the roof because I have sold his car. So this is how you can use these all idioms. I hope you found this video very well, extremely good. So you can easily use these all kind of idioms in your daily conversation and you can speak like a native speaker.